My name is Chauncey Billups, and I'm representing PBLA, Porter Billups Leadership Academy. Professionally, I am a basketball coach. I am a philanthropist. I'm involved in a lot of different business things. I'm a franchisee. I've had a long run of doing a lot of things in the neighborhood that I grew up in, Park Hill. I guess I'm most proud of just so many of the kids' lives that I've changed, that I've influenced, that I've motivated to try to be better. And I've done it in a lot of different ways. You know, my PBLA program is one. I've done a lot of things that I've done anonymously, you know, because it doesn't matter who it comes from. I've always believed that education is the great equalizer. You know, it's going to give us opportunity to compete in the world, and not only compete, dominate. You know, if you take it that serious. The passion for me to just keep and continuing to give back to Park Hill, it stems from my childhood. You know, there were so many people that poured into me, that made me believe that I could do what I wanted to do, and I just knew how that felt to have an older person from the neighborhood give you confidence, you know. And I always said and believed that if I got to a point where I had that type of influence, I was blessed enough to make it, that's what I would do, because I know what it meant to me. I would say some of the things that I want to be remembered for, one is just always being me. You know, I never changed, no matter what point I was in my life, what I accomplished, what I didn't accomplish. I just never changed, and I got a heart as big as Texas, you know. And I think people that know me and are around me, they would share the same sentiment with you. But it's pretty simple to me, is I just want to continue to push the next generation, you know, to be better, to be bigger, to be smarter. And there's not a lot of things that I care about outside of that in terms of giving back. You know, I was one of the lucky ones, to be honest with you. I wasn't poor growing up, and most people consider me at risk. I didn't feel that way. You know, I had two parents in my home. We didn't have much, but we also didn't need much. I personally was lucky, you know. But I do know I grew up at Skyland Recreation Center, which is now Hiawatha Davis Recreation Center. And I grew up playing for the Pirates. And it was my first kind of sense of organization and community and fellowshipping and camaraderie. And, you know, I loved football. I loved it. I loved playing it. I wasn't even one of the best players on the team, but I just really loved playing football because I loved being there with my friends and my cousins. And I took a lot of pride in playing for the Pirates. And we would have some really good teams, you know. And I still know, like, we had a lot of players that lives went all different areas and directions, good or bad. But I can still remember those moments, you know, playing in those games and our best players, and I can still remember that, you know. And I've traveled and done and been everywhere, you know, and I still remember those days. So I've always just believed that, you know, it's not the programs that save people and kids, it's the people that do it. And so many of the people that were in the Pirates organization at the time, man, they steered me right, you know, and got me off to such a great start. If I had a wish, you know, for young boys, young ladies, it would just really be that they had really good mentors, you know, and a really strong support system, whether that be at home, whether that be at the rec center, whether that be at school, whether that be at this program, as PBLA, as the Pirates. That would really be my wish. My wish, for real, because I know I could tell you that it made an incredible impact on me. I would just encourage all the youngins out there to, like, find that thing, you know, find that thing that you actually really want And then you gotta think about why you want it, you know, because you can want things and it's the things that everybody else want, but you're not really committed and dedicated to going through the process. Probably not gonna get it, you know. And I always believed that as a youngin', you know, so nobody was really gonna outwork me. And even though I was probably one of the most talented in basketball around here, still nobody ever outworked me, you know. And I feel that way now, you know, in my current journey as a coach. I work extremely hard, you know, and I know a lot about basketball, probably more than 99% of the world, but I'm always still trying to learn, you know. So my thing to the youth is just find out what it is you like, because if you're gonna work that hard, you shouldn't feel like you're working that hard. And the only way that happens is if you actually like it and you have a passion for it, because otherwise it feels really, really heavy, you know. But the things that I do now, I don't feel like I'm working, you know, because it's just what I like to do. It's what I love. First of all, I'm thankful, you know, to be honored, you know, as a legend in the neighborhood, that so many people prior to me have been honored as legends that I looked up to. Some that are still living that I still look up to. So I'm happy to be there, you know, with them and be honored with them. It's a pretty cool thing. Anybody that knows me knows how I feel about Park Hill and the Pirates, and this place raised me, you know, so I'm thankful. I'm definitely thankful for it. I want to thank Herman White Jr., who was his family, honestly, but I know that they had to put a lot of work into making these things happen. These things just don't pop up, you know. So I want to thank him and the entire committee, you know, for actually making it happen for me. And he knows how big of a deal this is to me, you know, to be able to get it done. So I'm just looking forward to that day now.